We are glad to be along with you today for our talk show and on WRCO.com. We are streaming and getting that on. We understand we've had some technical issues, so if you're joining us by stream today, we appreciate that, and we hope to get it back as soon as possible here today. Joining us in the studio, some friends from Kickapoo Schools. Kim Johnson, District Administrator, and also Aaron Midham is here, Middle and High School Principal. Good morning, guys.
Morning, Phil.
Good morning.
Good to have you in here.
Great to be here.
How are things in the Kickapoo Valley, Aaron?
Good. Going well. Been a good start to the school year. Weather's been great lately. School numbers are looking good. And just have a good group of staff and good group of kids. So definitely has been a good start to the year. So. What
about you, Kim?
It's a very appreciated start to the year. It is so great to be back at school, being amongst the kids and the staff who were so supportive and kind during my recovery. So it's a start that I really appreciate. I'm finding I'm more grateful and appreciate more things than I ever have before.
I can imagine that.
It's been a great start to the year.
For folks that don't know, you were involved in a traffic accident. How long were you in the hospital?
Yeah, so my accident occurred in the morning of February 10th, and I spent a month in the hospital. And then they sent me home. And at that point, I still couldn't do anything. I needed a lot of help to get out of bed or to get anywhere I needed. I was stuck between a chair and a wheelchair, and have spent countless hours in both OT and PT to get to the point where I am able to walk on my own. I struggle a little bit, but a lot of everything that I lost, and I think back to February 10th, it pretty much stripped me of everything. And I'm just really lucky to be here, be alive. And so there are a lot of things to be grateful for. There was a lot of pain in that journey, a lot of misery and a lot of fear. But I chose to feed all of the positives. I have always known that whatever you feed grows. So it was just finding something positive in each day, some area that I could focus and make each day better. So I think back to even when that started, one of my positives was to be able to stand on my good leg for 2 minutes. Yeah. So that was something I celebrated and was excited about. So it has a lot to do with perspective, I guess, and just I think back to the law of motion, to Newton's law of motion. Every action, there is a reaction. I think there are a few more words involved in that, but and I honestly want to just take the time now, since there might be many listeners who were there for my journey, who supported me in one way or another. Through cards and gifts and emails and Facebook messages, the number of schools that did 50/50s, my Ridge and Valley, the CISA, businesses in the area, all the families of community, my family, my friends. The list is long, and all of those actions really created in me a very positive reaction, which made my journey, that recovery, so positive, I think. So I credit all of that support and all of that love and support to all of those kind, wonderful people. So yeah, if I have that moment right now, I just want to say thank you. All of that meant the world to me, and I really credit the doctors telling me that my recovery is going really well and going faster than what they had initially anticipated. But I have a wealth of support and prayer warriors, the number of churches that were praying for me. So yeah, it's been a journey where I often will think, how or why did I survive that? And so I feel like there is purpose. I feel like God was not done with me yet. So I'm really trying to pay forward all that kindness and have an understanding about what my life has meaning for and how I'm supposed to contribute. And part of that, I think, too, is just the work that we do with kids is taking what you learn and sharing that with others, and hopefully inspiring them to find something positive in their day. I mean, everybody has their battles, and mine was just, a lot more visible. And so I recognize that everybody has battles, and my suggestion would be just to find something positive to hold on to, and whatever you feed grows, and each day will get better. So
they were keeping you posted the whole time about what was going on at Kickapoo, I'm sure. Was that motivating to you?
Oh, it was incredibly. I spoke a lot to the team, and I can't thank Aaron enough for really stepping up and taking a lot more responsibility and being kind of my wingman through when I was initially getting back to school. He was driving me, picking me up, and they were making sure they were getting me there and back safely, and kind of going through that journey with me. But yeah, Marla, there are a number of staff members who really stepped up and continued working towards that vision with kids and keeping the main thing. So, yeah.
What was that like, Aaron, when you got the call that morning when you heard that she was in an accident? That'd be horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you go through life and there's lots of things that you feel like you can prepare for or not prepare for. When I got the call that morning, it really was not a good call. I think the most difficult part of that call was not really knowing exactly the scenario. There were some details, but not exactly specific. It was, we'll keep you posted as we go. But there was a lot that was left to the imagination of, exactly how hurt Kim was, what had happened, all of that. So details, continue to go as, we found out more. But it was a real shocker, to say the least. And again, I think it's like, anybody in life, we're all one accident, one phone call, one bad message, whatever, from life changing. And I think, this was definitely one of those situations. And it certainly definitely rocked things at school, and was a big adjustment and a big change, and just a lot of prayers that things were going to go okay that day and go from there. So.
Did they play the Rocky theme when you came back to school that first time?
Yeah, we should have.
They should have. Yeah. But you feel, you've got your own family, your
Yes.
immediate family, but your school district and all the staff and students, that had to help pull you through a little bit too, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I missed the students, and they sent videos and were a huge part of every day. I don't remember a lot from the first week, but what they tell me is after I was flown into the emergency room and they're getting me ready, I had several surgeries, and in between surgeries, and my family was allowed to come in and see me. And so I think my first words were, does my school know, like, they're considered my family? And, my mom had said, yes, they know. And then I had said, because this was a Monday morning, I have a board meeting on Wednesday night. And she was like, I'm not sure you're making
Probably
that one.
didn't make that one, did you?
I didn't. But yeah, that, when I was that severely injured, between all the broken bones and the internal and the torn artery and things, I was worried about school. I had my family and my close friends there, but
Yeah.
I was worried about school.
Yeah. A true trooper, though.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, though, it does make you grateful, and when you come back, it's almost kind of like a new start, isn't it?
Yeah. It absolutely is. I mean, you have new perspective. And honestly, like, not only did it take a lot of my body and my strength away, but my mind. So trying to prepare just to get back into the fast pace and understanding all of the, getting back to understanding finance and school budget and the new, state laws with the reading achievement. And, it just made me step back and really observe the hard work and the dedication of the staff at Kickapoo. and really see them in a new light, and how proud I was and just so grateful to be a part of their team. And then the kids, always great to see the kids and their excitement and the smiles and the hugs and that, yeah. You step away for a short time, you're like, will they remember me? But they did.
I'm sure they did. How could they forget? So let's talk about some things going on this fall. Has it been a good start to the school year overall with the fall things going on and homecomings and all of that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I really like the public school system where, we really value kids, each individual kid, and whatever their interest or passion may be. I think we provide a great platform of, the different sporting events that you can be a part of, our music, our fine arts. We have a great art teacher, and the elementary, and really focusing on reading achievement and that collaboration amongst staff, and getting back and seeing that inspiration to just really provide the best for all of these kids. It's inspiring, and we've really gotten off to a great start. I really have to credit too, we are bringing in 180 and Brady Ewing to kind of really drive a lot with that understanding of leadership and what it means to be a leader. And I think for me too, going through what I went through, it's really having that understanding of purpose, knowing who you are and what you stand for. And I think just having those conversations with kids so that at the end of the day, you really want to define who you are, who you want to be, and then what do you need to put in your day in order to be that person. And I think what brings me to that too is during the healing process, I wanted to be better. I wanted to get my life back. So it was like eating the foods that were going to heal me, doing the exercises that were going to make me stronger. And I think just bringing that to a larger level to talk about, to bring these kids in and have that conversation about leadership and who do you want to be? Who is it that you want to be? And what practices do you need to do daily? You're worth it. What practices do you need to do daily to be that person or to accomplish those things? And just us being able to provide all of those opportunities to allow kids to grow, and what you're feeding grows. So bringing in all of those valuable components of being a strong person with a strong character and being able to contribute to, society in a positive way. And, so many great things happening, I think, at Kickapoo from what we're bringing in and exposing our kids to, the conversations, the relationships really that are made with staff. I'm just really grateful again for what I'm seeing and from how the kids respond, sitting in some of those meetings or some of those programs and hearing their thoughts and the how they process things. They're really great kids too.
Yeah, no doubt. Aaron, nobody better than Brady Ewing to kind of talk and see that firsthand, somebody that's been there and, been to the college and pro level and everything.
For sure, without a doubt. Having known Brady a long, long time and knowing him in high school and now having our kids have the opportunity to have him come and talk to them has been awesome. Mr. Lee, our biology teacher and our track coach, he does Wednesday meetings for the kids. They basically are called sports psychology meetings. And so that's kind of where we started things rolling of just that element of leadership. And as Kim kind of indicated, understanding kids' thoughts, how they can be better leaders, what really goes more into success rather than just kind of the nuts and bolts. And so that's been a great discussion with a number of kids showing up. From that, it kind of morphed off into, we had talked to Brady and had Brady come last year along with Mark Horbinski. They kind of teamed together with 180. And so just having that person come and talk to kids, I think is awesome. I've talked to Brady a number of times where just that notoriety that Brady has of, he can say the same thing as somebody else. And when you're talking to a bunch of high school kids and now they're looking at him and he's a former, UW football player and played in the NFL, those words are just so much more meaningful. So it's been great to have Brady really come and work with our kids, spend some time. He's actually going to come this winter as well and talk to our whole student body about a number of things, which I think is a great opportunity. But yeah, just very blessed, and just to have a good human being like Brady to be there and do that. And it's been great to see Brady and connect with Brady and see that next step from the kid that he was in high school and what he's gone through, and now being able to impact other kids, that are in high school. So that's been a great thing to see.
What about fall sports at Kickapoo? Your cross-country team is still going, right?
Yep, cross-country is still going. Cross-country boys won their 6th straight conference championship, so definitely had some great success there. Certainly had some wins in volleyball and football and things as well, but continuing to go, and I believe volleyball has their first tournament game tonight. So continuing to work hard, and again, just that element of the athletic part of having Brady and Mark come and work with our kids, and to continue that success and understand the importance of being in the weight room and doing those things as a leader, and what you do more above and beyond than just being a physical athlete that is blessed with physical ability. There's so much more than that. And I think that's definitely something that Brady has hit on when he talks too, is that whatever you think you're working hard, there's somebody else who's working a lot harder. And, it just gives kids a new perspective, especially being from a small school, to see that big element. But yeah, just a big shout out and thanks to all of our coaches, all the people that put in the time. In the fall, we've got winter coming up, just to really help the kids and to be involved and be leaders for them and help them be not only the best athletes, but the best people that they can be. So
you had a facility upgrade with your track a while back. That looks really good, doesn't it?
For sure. That's been, the years fly by, but gosh, it's 5.
Really? I thought it was more recent.
No.
Than that. Oh boy.
I got to think here now. I think we're pushing right around 5 or 6 years.
Time does go by then.
It definitely goes by, and I might be off in that, but that has been a wonderful addition for our school. I think, when people drive by Kickapoo, and just to see, that was kind of one of the last things to really set the school off when you drive by. And now you drive by and you have this awesome facility with a beautiful track. You look at just the setting of our school, and, looking at the hills and the colors, and, it's just an awesome opportunity. And with the track, we've been able to host, regionals with that now. So that's been a great opportunity to do. Our track team has been, really successful, had just an unbelievable spring last year at state track. And so, just very blessed to have all those facility upgrades, and specifically with the track and the things that happen to give all of our kids the best opportunities that they can have.
Speaking of sports as well, I know you co-op with Lafarge for a few sports. Any talk about maybe co-oping for other sports in the future, or how does that look now?
That's always a constant ongoing discussion. As I think the world has seen, high school sports numbers have continued to drop everywhere. Just kids aren't as participating as much. So we're always in constant, discussions, just looking at, what's best for our programs to not only maintain our individual programs, but as we co-op, to make sure that we're competitive and, keeping that, best ability to, put the best team out there and having those conversations. So right now there's not a specific, sport that's coming up. There's going to be a change with, but again, it's always a discussion and always an element to look at to see what, we can do, what's best for our kids and Lafarge's kids, and putting together the best teams that we can.
So you co-op with football, wrestling, right?
Yep, football, wrestling. We've got track, cross country. I don't think I'm missing anything there. So, that's where things are at now. And again, at some point, I know there's been a number of other local schools that have had to, co-op for basketball and softball and, baseball and some of those things. We aren't there yet, but again, it's every year is a discussion and trying to plan ahead to just make sure that we're prepared, just, really looking down to even the granular element of, the number of the kids that are playing and who their names are, so that we know to make sure that everybody has a team. Because I think, more than anything, that's really what you don't want to end up with, is that a kid does not have the opportunity to participate in whatever their sport is because you don't have enough kids. So we continue to look at that and analyze that and go forward.
What about numbers? I know you had the third Friday in September count. How do the numbers look, Kim?
We look really well. I mean, we're pretty standing strong. We were at 470, which is kind of consistent over the last few years. We continue to grow with our open enrollment. So while, the population is down and many schools are experiencing that decline, thankfully we kind of are standing strong with that steady number. And then, of course, that increase with our open enrollment numbers. That continues to rise. So we're grateful for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty good numbers in terms of those in the district. Do you have some homeschool kids in the district, a few along the way?
We do have a couple, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And then otherwise, they're going to Kickapoo or, I guess outlying districts then as well. But it sounds like you're doing pretty well as far as...
Yeah. Yep.
We're at roughly this year right around 130 kids open enrolled. They come from all over. I think that's just a real true testament to our staff and people wanting to come and the things that we have going on and being involved in. And like Kim said, we've really stayed consistent the last few years right around that, 460 to, 480 number, hovering right around 470, which is really good. And I think with declining enrollment happening everywhere, I think probably one of the biggest things that, we can be proud of to know is that we've stayed the same. Is that I can remember back in 2017, 18, and you do the projections every year. And our projection back in 2018 was to be at 420 kids this year. So we're right at about 470. So we're 50 kids up of where we were supposed to be. And that really, as long as we can continue to maintain those numbers, I think that's really a great thing. And just really fortunate for, the kids that we have in the district, and fortunate that, kids that want to come and want to be a part of the good things that are happening. And again, just a testament to the staff and the community and the positive things that we have happening to make that be realistic.
Of the Ridge and Valley schools, you must be one of the higher enrollment schools, aren't you?
Without a doubt. It's really become a situation where we are certainly definitely the biggest. You look at some of the other numbers, right now we're around 160 in the high school. Some of the other schools in the Ridge and Valley, unfortunately those numbers have really dropped, and a number of them are in the 60 to 80 range. So we're really probably twice as big as a number of them in the Ridge and Valley. And again, that's just, in some ways we're positive, it's really positive. We're happy our enrollment has stayed. It's also just kind of sad in the element of declining enrollment and, what every school is facing, with some of those numbers and the challenges that come with that. But yeah, to your exact question, yeah, we definitely are, certainly have higher numbers than, others in the Ridge and Valley right now.
One of my first clues was when I got the WIA playoff pairings for volleyball, and I noticed that you are up a division. You're up in Division 5, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Our numbers have just, again, they've stayed pretty strong, and, as some of the, I don't want to say the realignment, but some of those numbers have changed. That's kind of put us in some different brackets and things. And again, there's pros and cons to that, but in the element of school funding and every number counts, that's a positive thing to have kids coming. So
most definitely. We're talking about Kickapoo Schools. Kim Johnson and Aaron Midham are in the studio, and we'll be back with more in a moment. Welcome back to our morning show time on WRCO Radio. I am Phil Nee. Glad to have you on here as we talk about the Kickapoo District and all the good things going on. Kim Johnson, District Administrator, is with us. Aaron Midham, Middle and High School Principal as well. The time is coming up for parent-teacher conferences. That's the time when I always dreaded that time when I was a kid. But
I know, right?
Maybe students look forward to it more than...
I think staff really enjoy spending some time and talking about their practice and their students, but it's really fun to have all the parents come into the school. This year, kind of exciting, we've had community drive to really want to update our sign and move into a digital sign, kind of increase our communication processes and just upkeep and the the aesthetics of the school. So we have done strictly kind of fundraising to be able to purchase and fund this digital sign. So working with Sleepy Hollow, they are going to bring their drive for your community to our parent-teacher night, which is Wednesday night. And then, of course, we are credited with funds for the digital sign for every test drive. So we're kind of anxious to start advertising and having our community and our parents test drive a vehicle, which would then provide funding for that digital sign, which is really nice of Sleepy Hollow and Ford to be able to give us that opportunity to raise money kind of out of the community, bring in dollars from out of the community to continue to raise funds for that digital sign.
Is that coming up next Wednesday?
It is Wednesday the 29th.
The 29th. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So Sleepy Hollow will be there. I think they're setting up by 2:15 until 7:30, and we're hoping to get like 200 test drives to help us meet that mark of $6,000. I think is the top that they would donate to our cause, which would be the digital sign.
That's awesome.
So,
how much money do you need? What's the project goal for that, Kim?
The original, I think, quote was for around $32,000, and we are we need $12,500, I believe. So this would be a really nice donation to kind of help us meet this final $12,000 needed.
We hope a lot of people will come out for that.
I hope so.
That's fun. You can dream about owning a new car.
Yeah, right? You can just drive one for a short spell and
drive it around Viola and make people believe that's yours.
Yeah.
You know? So that'll be a sign like way out right by the highway then?
Yep, they'll have a tent, and so it'll be right on the school grounds.
Cool.
That they'll be able to test drive one of their cars and just kind of drive it through Viola and back, and we would get the credit for that. They just want, I think, people in their vehicles, testing their vehicles. So,
are parent-teacher conferences scheduled then, Kim? Or
yeah, for the elementary, each of the teachers get together and they try to schedule so that it's efficient for families. You know, they can go from one teacher to the next without waiting long periods of time. I think it's a little bit different in middle school, high school.
Yeah, it's a little different in the middle school, high school. They're not specifically scheduled. Teachers are there, and parents can go around and meet with them as, you know, they go through and who they want to talk to or may not want to talk to, and go through. And so it's a little different format. But again, a great opportunity for parents to come and talk about their kids and find out what's happening and share the positives and the successes. So,
I looked on your website, Aaron. I thought of you because I think Picture Retake Day is coming up. So, are you getting yours retaken?
Come on now, Phil. No, I think my first picture this year was just perfect.
It was perfect.
Sat right. I was able to tilt my chin up good. And
that's good.
Yeah, we do actually have picture retakes on Wednesday, so there will be the opportunity if kids or staff want to have them retaken that they can. So, but again, picture day is always a big one. I know with a 8th grade daughter, that's always want to make sure we look good and everything. So
it's a big thing.
There's lots of other kids in the same boat. So,
how many pictures have you taken at Kickapoo? How many years have you been there?
This is my 18th year, so definitely has been a good run. So yeah, 18 pictures. Sometimes we kind of laugh. We've got a few people on staff that every now and then, some of the years I'll put my school picture in an envelope and put it in the mailbox for them so we can trade pictures. So we kind of laugh about that. But yeah, this is my 18th school picture. So.
That is awesome. What first drew you to Kickapoo, and I guess why have you stayed there for 18 years, Aaron?
Well, I think the opportunity came to go to Kickapoo, and just, you know, I've always been a small town type person, and knowing that opportunity was there. My dad went to school at Kickapoo. My grandpa was on the school board at Kickapoo.
I didn't know that.
Yep, I learned to swim at Kickapoo, so lots of history there. But you know, you go and you start something new, and just really thankful that it's been a positive experience. You know, when you look at 18 years and, you know, being a part of the many successes that we've had there. And it just really goes back to the staff and the community. We're really blessed with a lot of really great people who do great things for kids, and it's just really an enjoyable place. And I think that's one of the things that as you talk to our staff and, you know, the kids that come open enrolled, or, you know, the kids that are in our district, you know, I think those are just a lot of the positives that people like. And, as Kim said, if you feed something, it'll grow. And along with that, I think everybody likes to be a part of something that's good. And that's definitely been something for me that, the last 18 years, I definitely feel blessed and thankful to be a part of something that's been really good. And we'll continue to stay there and ride it out till retirement. So
That's awesome.
It's been a great place.
And when I asked you guys when you came in about, hey, let's talk about new staff, you really don't have a lot of new staff, do you, Kim?
No, we really don't. We did hire a couple new elementary teachers who are phenomenal. We really hit the jackpot there. And then, of course, with special education increasing, we did bring on a couple of paraprofessionals, which have, really brings us to more professional or paraprofessionals than we've ever had. But yeah, we're standing strong with our staff. We typically, have very few teachers who, leave maybe to raise families. We have had that happen where, moms will have their babies and then stay home and raise their own. But yeah, we're going strong with our staff. A lot of longevity with staff who come to Kickapoo.
Yeah, wonderful. And that's a good sign, I think,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
it is.
Good environment and everything. So
For sure.
Good. Look into the future. We talked a little bit about that. Enrollment looks pretty good, but small schools, right now are kind of struggling in terms of, funding and all of those kind of things. But how does it look as far as enrollment numbers for the future and as you look down the road, Kim?
Well, as best as we can tell, we want to kind of use these last few years to kind of indicate that maybe we can stand strong and move forward, having very, very strong enrollment, continue to do things that make us look like a destination where kids want to be and grow and where families trust, and not saying that doesn't happen at other school districts, but just being able to continue to provide kind of that for our students who come, being able to continue to provide them that quality education, to make the kids feel valued, to be able to build relationships in such a way that we know and we can see kind of the gifts that kids are born with, and help them to grow in their unique way to be able to be that contributing member of society. I think also part of that is just growing and keeping ourselves strong is utilizing our community and our families and understanding what it is that they see value in. What are the benefits of coming to Kickapoo? What are the things that you want to see us be accountable for? And just kind of drive more of that purpose for our roles as educators, and also your purpose as students and your growth into becoming the adults in your world. So yeah, I think just keeping our main thing, keep focusing on what we want to grow, and that's our students and their abilities and the relationships and a strong community. So yeah, valuing what we need to value and putting our emphasis on that.
That's well said. You have a musical coming up, James and the Giant Peach. I'm curious, Aaron, any idea how many from the student body are involved in this? Because this is probably all grades, isn't it, involved in the musical?
There are some, and I don't know this year, but typically there are some younger kids that come and be a part of it. But typically it is the high school choir class that is a part of this. I don't know the exact number, but there are 20-some to 30, around 30 kids that will be involved in the musical. So that varies by year. But this year, James and the Giant Peach, Catherine Miller does an amazing job with the musicals. I don't think there's anybody that ever attends a musical that doesn't just kind of sit there and like, wow, this is amazing, what she does with these kids. The support of, the other people in the community. Greg Smith helps out. Some of the other, people who play musician, work within the pit band and things. But yeah, it's just an awesome opportunity. We've had a long-standing success and history with our musicals, and Catherine definitely keeps that going, and it's just really awesome to see kids in a sometimes a different light, kids who maybe aren't in sports or some of the other things, and then you see them up on stage and what they do, and it's just amazing. So just definitely a big shout out to them. And with that coming up, anybody who who has an opportunity to come, to definitely come. They're certainly extremely well attended, and I think each year that continues to kind of multiply. The word goes, hey, you got to go see the Kickapoo musical, and that's definitely all for good reason. So yeah, looking forward to that, and will be a great opportunity for the kids and the community to come and see some awesome kid talent.
Thursday and Friday, November 6th and 7th, and then a Saturday matinee at 2 for November 8th. But yeah, those tickets go pretty well. It could be a good side hustle for you. You could, buy some up,
There you go. I can be out in the parking lot scalping them,
Well, that might make the news,
It might.
Better not do that. But yeah, I'd be willing to bet that several from your football team, your cross-country team, your volleyball team, they're probably all involved in the musical. So it's amazing how these kids are able to get their time management skills, isn't it?
For sure. And I think that definitely becomes one of the biggest things, as these kids are involved in so many things. And they go to sports practice, and then they go right to musical practice, and then it's there, and then it's home to get their homework done. And I think definitely there's times you look back and you think, man, it's the workload of a high school kid who is involved in so many things is a lot, and it definitely does create that element of time management, which is certainly a good skill going forward. But yeah, I think definitely we value those and can understand and appreciate sometimes with the kids that are certainly involved in lots of things, of all the stuff going on, and definitely commend them. And because again, they are involved in lots of different sports, or whatever it is that keeps happening to make things going smoothly.
So I'm always impressed by your numbers too for your girls wrestling. That's just outstanding, isn't it?
For sure. It's definitely been, girls wrestling has become, a new sport that's been out there. Leah Gross has done a great job really getting girls involved and being a part of it. I think last year, if I remember right, we had like 13 girls. It was a lot. So definitely going to, some of the tournaments, and just giving kids another opportunity to be in something that maybe hasn't been traditional in the past, but gives a different avenue for kids to compete and do what they want to do, and definitely just to be a part of the team, and the things that happen has definitely been a positive thing. But yeah, that has definitely been a growing sport, not only across the state, but yeah, definitely specifically in our school, because we definitely have numbers that are above and beyond any local schools around.
You do. Have you had your annual meeting yet, Kim?
Our annual meeting will be at parent-teacher conferences on Wednesday night.
So next week.
October 29th, yes.
Okay. So district residents can go to that. What time is that generally?
Yes, absolutely. Start time will be at 7 o'clock in the library.
And then I did see recently you had a school board vacancy. Were you able to fill that then as well?
We actually still have that vacancy. It's kind of in our Reedstown district. So yeah, we have a vacant seat that will expire in April, I believe, but we still are looking for somebody. If you're in the Reedstown district, we are looking for someone to fill that seat on our board, yes.
Wonderful. Anything either of you would like to add here at the end of our conversation?
Just a big thank you to you for having us and having us down and giving us an opportunity to talk. And always good to see you, Phil. And thanks for having us. And just,
likewise. Don't be strangers. We like to.
Yeah, thank you very much
Kickapoo
for this opportunity and time, Phil.
Yeah,
this has been a pleasure to speak with you and to share our story per se.
Yeah, the last time you were here, you were talking about the referendum,
yes,
which was
yes,
a success.
We were.
Yeah.
Yes, thankfully, yes, we do have a community that supports education and sees the district as a valuable part of that community. So
good. Well, good luck to you. Have a good school year. I know
Thank
you will.
you.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it.
Kim Johnson joining us, and Aaron Midham here on today's portion of the morning show. We have more coming up.